Okay, I think we got Mike. Okay, I'm so sorry. Thank you, Linda, for letting me know. So starting all over again. Sorry about that. So 2 minutes in. Sound starts. Okay, I apologize. Okay, let me go over the colors again. So black and white, bamboo, trail tan, bright yellow, cantaloupe, and fuchsia, gecko green, and Tahiti blue are the colors that we're using. Iridescent glitter and Mod Podge. We're going to use the daubers. And, oh, so anyways, going back into this, even with the edge lines, I just prime mine so it would come like this. I prime mine just because it makes the colors brighter, but you can still see the lines coming through. So it is a lot like Lori's of the paint by numbers, paint by color kind of thing. You're just basically painting as if you were painting on a coloring book per se, okay? The lines are just your coloring book lines. So anywho, let me bring this over here. I am going to be using a 1/4 angle brush. So right here, let me get this out. Get my honeycomb paint palette out. First thing we're going to do, hey Betty, how are you? We're going to use our bamboo. This is for the stick of our love sign, our summer love sign. So just a nice little arch, coming around, doing another. Here we go. Oops, I might have a little bit of residual paint on my brush, so be careful. So a little black mark that came up. That's from me not cleaning my brush good enough. All right. Okay, look at there. Do a little clean up there. Let me grab this edge. And this bamboo color, from what I remember, it's a pretty new color to me. It covers very well. Hey Rhea, how are you, hon? Let me just hurry and hit this real quick. Okay, so looks good. How was everybody's weekend? It looked good. I just had a little spot down here at the bottom, so. Move my mouse up here. Okay. So next color we're using is Trail Tan. Let me get out a new bottle. This is not a new color for me. It's just a new bottle of paint. It's the season of getting new paint bottles out, it seems like. See, I'm going to use a 3/0 spotter or liner brush, depending on your manufacturer. I like to put my paint colors on the top of my lids so I can see it. Busy had a sibling reunion. How fun! That sounds fun. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, you can kind of see the lines already still here. So I'm just taking the darker brown and kind of going over those lines. Just having a little bit of fun. And then we'll go right around the edge here. All right, there we go. And we are done with browns. Oh, I was gonna show you kind of what inspired this was this cute ribbon. Isn't that cute? It's kind of spin off on the other flip-flop ribbon. So we're gonna kind of use this as our template for here, okay? All right, let's go now with our yellow. Yellow is right here, bright yellow. And we're not using too much of it, so once again, I'm just gonna use my lid here. Oh, we got some dried up paint here. Let me pull this off of my lid. As it sticks to my finger. Okay, wasn't as dried up as what I thought. Let me grab a brush. Okay, this is a 1/8 angle brush that I'm using. We're gonna just do the center of our little daisies on our flip-flops. Just like so. So just kind of doing, they're kind of more of an oval than like a full circle. Okay. And then I'm going to do something a little bit different with our stripes, or with our in-between stripes. I'm just going to add just a couple of little lines here. Okay. So yellow, we are done. Well, let's hit this with one more coat of yellow here. Just because yellow dries sometimes kind of funny. Kind of splotchy. Okay. I worked on getting caught up business-wise with signs, and hubby worked outside doing retaining wall stuff, so I was more than happy to let him do his thing. Okay, next color that I'm going to use is Cantaloupe. And I think I'm just going to use the lid again on this one. Let's see here. Where is that 1/4 angle brush? There it is. All right. I'm going to put this right here. So we're going to just take our brush that we loaded with paint, go straight across, like so. Okay. We'll grab here our little drip. Right? I know. I was not excited about that little friend. Brian's like, it's our new neighbor. I'm like, no, it ain't. Brian was outside in the morning and found this ginormous black snake. And I know those that like snakes, like they're good supposedly to have around. They keep the other bad snakes away, so okay. This girl don't do snakes. I don't like them. Talking about them, looking at them, seeing them, hearing about them, it gives me the absolute heebie-jeebies. So I was dying, needless to say. So then he was all trying to convince me to come out and get him lunch or a drink, and I'm like, nope. Not with your friend being out there. Like, I'll stand up at the top of the patio, but because we have like a big cliffside while he's doing the retaining wall. I'm like, nope, no thank you. Not for me. Just gonna hit this real quick. This orange can kind of be a little splotchy. We just want to make sure we're good. Yeah, I don't do snakes. Yuck. We used to have a neighbor when we lived in Utah that had snakes and would like carry him around, like walk around with them on his neck and stuff. Nope. The girls and my husband, they were friends with him. I stayed far, far away. I stayed from a distance. No way. All right. Woo! Hit my paint, my water. Okay, so orange is done. Moving on. Okay, I am going to actually kind of go out of pattern. I'm going to go with the gecko green first because I want to get this colored so that we can actually put daubers down. And you know what? I'm thinking I might just do the 2 colors. I was going to do 3, but I think I'm going to do just 2. Okay. We'll put this in the paint tray, maybe. I hope I have gecko pulled. Nope, I don't. Hopefully I have enough. Fingers crossed. Okay. Let's paint with this guy. We're going to paint with a big old brush right now. Ooh, goodness. Yeah, I mean, the only reason why I'm not totally freaking out is because they say that those black ones are good snakes that keep the copperheads away. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll deal with that. But as you can kind of clearly hear from my voice, I'm still like totally, utterly freaked out. I just don't do them. My dad was always very fearful of snakes, and I don't know if it just kind of got pushed on me too, but I just don't do them. Like, they totally freak me out. Have always, like, make my stomach turn, you know, all of that. Yeah, that's what I've been told. I was told that they keep the stuff that you don't want away. I'm like, I have we have like stray cats here because of the golf course and everything. So I'm like, I have cats for that. They can keep those away. There's plenty of them. But I don't know. Yuck. That's all I have to say. Yuck. I'm trying to tell myself it's okay, but deep down, I don't think I'll be visiting down below where the creek and everything is for a while. This thing was like 6 feet tall or long. I'm not even joking. So gross. So I'm just getting the green on this E painted. I thought I would do the popsicle with green, but maybe I won't. I'm going to probably have to go scavenge and grab some more green. I know I have it, I just don't have it pulled. I didn't realize it was as low. My bottle was as low as what it was. Whoopsie. All right, I am just getting the edges here of our sign. And like I said before, some people don't paint their edges, some people do. I just like to paint them. It just looks more professional to me, more clean, especially because I drip on my edges, so it just kind of makes it look better in my opinion. All right, just getting the edge. And this gecko covers really quite well, to be honest. There's just a little bit of streakage, but not too bad. We do have a lot of frogs, that I will say. I am constantly finding the bullfrogs. We have a ton of bullfrogs. Actually, this morning we had a good windstorm last night and it knocked over one of my chairs. And I was putting my packages out for the mail lady to get. And no joke, lifted up the chair, frog went, and I'm like, oh, because I'm on edge now because of the freaking snake. So Betty, I'm glad you're with me, honey. Totally glad you're with me. Okay. Come on. Okay, this green is not looking to be my friend. We'll keep trying though. We just need a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going right around our edge here, cleaning up, giving one last coat. Grab right here. Smooth this out. There we go. All right, yay, we got it. Okay, I am gonna just add a little stripe of green here. Maybe. Let me grab another brush. See what we can scavenge up here. There we go. There we go. Okay. Just wanted a little bit for that. All right, now we'll go into our fuchsia. I'm gonna just put the fuchsia on the plate because we're gonna be ending up using the dauber as well. So it just makes it easier. We have a bunch of lizards too. Like the green, they're like blue, I think they call them anoles. We have a ton of those too. All right, so I'm back to the 1/8 angle brush. I'm just gonna do the straps here of our flip-flops. You guys, it's not looking good for me. All my bottles are needing to be refilled lately. I guess that's a good sign though. It means I'm using them, right? Before I know it, I'm gonna have to be ordering for stock. Any of you guys having shows coming up? I got invited to a show kind of last minute it's a adoption rescue, but it's at the county fairgrounds. So I'm kind of excited. Or I shouldn't say county fairgrounds. No, it is the county fairgrounds. I'm thinking state, sorry. Yeah, the county fairgrounds. So I'll be there this weekend. And then I have a venue at a new coffee shop in town that's hosting a craft show. And that's next or the week after. So I'll be busy these weekends. So I've been painting extras to have stock for these events. I know. I try so hard to not think about them either, buddy. I'm like, I want to be in ignorant bliss that they're there, but they're not there. That's where I want to live. I won't bug them if they don't bug me. If they don't come in my presence, I won't definitely try hard to not go in theirs. Alright, I'm just going to get this edge here. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and get the other edge on this side. Okay. So just loaded the brush. I'm just getting the angle, so just the tip of the brush has the most paint on it, just so that we can get in these little spots. And then we're just going to pull and smooth out our paint as we come down. All right. Same thing again here. There we go. Okay. Next side here. Okay. And around our little edge there. It's okay if you get off of line. Just kind of come back, reset your brush, go again. Okay, let's get right here. Okay, while I'm right here, I'm going to go ahead and just add, I think we'll go right here, the little stripe. And then we will get our little drop right here on our popsicle. And fuchsia is one of those colors in the Delta paints that is pretty much just one and done. One coat and you're pretty much good. Just getting my edge here. Okay, get that cleaned up. We'll go straight across. Now if I had a really dark color with this green, I would typically lay down and do a white dauber first and then come back in and add my colors. But where this green's pretty light, I'm not going to worry too much about it with adding the polka dots on top. Just a little FYI. And because I'm lazy, I'm not switching my brushes. But you could definitely go to a bigger brush for this section of the popsicle. I'm just being lazy. I hate switching brushes. Okay. There we go. That is done. You can see just a little spot right here on the flip-flop. I'm just going to touch up. And maybe a little spot right there too. But other than that, I think our coverage is good. So we got that. Hey Susan, how are you, honey? Okay, so daubers now. I did forget to grab a Post-it note. Okay, so dauber, let me move these over. As you can tell, this is a very well-loved, well beat up one, but they still work. So you're gonna daub into your paint, get a nice good coverage. You can see there's a nice good coverage. We're gonna swirl it around so it's nice and level now. You can grab it like this. I usually don't. I've learned that it's okay if you just kind of push down and swirl. It gets a nice good coat. You're gonna wanna make sure that there's not too much on the edge, so I'll kind of roll it and then daub again. But you can see now that there's just a nice thin layer going on. And when you're doing a couple of different colors or even two, you're going to want to do your spacing just a little bit bigger than what you typically do. So remember, we like to work in A's. So this one is going to need a little bit because it's going to go off. I love using the shapes Post-it notes because it just kind of helps with the curves. I'm going to actually use this side. And so we'll go about right here. So push down, lift up a little bit, swirl, and then lift up, okay? And then let's get just a little bit more paint here. Okay, and then we're gonna go right across, go about right here with our next one. So twist just a little bit, lift up, turn one more time, and then lift up, okay? And then probably go about right here with our next one. Okay. And then what I typically do, I'll kind of get some of this paint off here. You throw that in my paint. Is I'll hit this with just a quick little heat gun. You can see with the dauber, sometimes it leaves little bubbles. So if you hit it with the heat gun, it kind of helps pop those little bubbles a little bit more. And then if you don't like the bubbles, you don't like the texture of them, you can always go in and do one more quick little coat by hand and kind of smooth it out. Okay, let me grab that 1/4 angle brush. And you guys, I can see just a little bit of brush strokes through this, a little splotchiness. So I'm just gonna hit this one more time. One real quick time there. Okay, and then we'll go right around here. Get one more time. These colors kind of remind me of our 70s night at the retreat. summer colors, right? All right, so I'm just going one more time right around here, cleaning that up. Now you could use the dauber again and do a second coat even with the dauber too. Just a little FYI. And I had my pouncer come down just a little bit on this edge, so I'm just going to clean it up and paint the edge. Okay, so that is done. Let me grab this. Hey, Miss Johnny, hope you're feeling well. Hopefully you're recovering nice and good. You've been in my purse, sweetheart. Miss Johnny had surgery. Okay, cleaning this up. Okay. Throwing our pink over here. Guys, we are going super fast. I'm excited. Doing good tonight. Okay, so Tahiti blue. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Okay, this is also usually a one and done color as well. And let me grab a brush here. I'll probably just use, have I shown them the bowling site? No, I didn't show them. I have posted on my account, but I'm so glad that you like it. It turned out so fun. I had fun drawing it. Okay, so right here, you guys, I'm just gonna go right in with the blue. Miss Johnny asked me to do a bowling sign, and it turned out really cute. I had fun drawing it. Going right around our edge here. And then straight through. Okay, we're going to smooth out our center. Come in here. Go right around our strap. Okay. I'll get this edge, and then before I forget, I'm going to sneak in here and get our edge. There, I got a little bit of blue there, but I'm not going to worry too much about that because our detail line will hide it up. Okay, smoothing out. This Tahiti blue actually does look like it's going to need a second coat, just FYI. Smoothing out. You can just see the blotchiness kind of coming through. Can you guys see that? Alright, so I'm just going right around our edge here of our flip-flop strap. And going here. We go right in here, we'll get right here. So just slowly using the edge of my brush. So I'm just getting the tip of my brush with paint and kind of using that as kind of my brush to kind of move the paint around. Or if you're too intimidated with doing that, you can switch to a smaller brush. Let's go right here. right through here. We'll get it right around our strap. Smooth out. Alright. Go right there, and then right around our strap again. And I knew I wasn't going to make that angle, so I was just going to stop. We'll smooth out our paint. I'm going to grab just a little bit on the tip of my brush. Maybe a little bit more than that. And then I'll just get right around that edge there. Okay, same thing here. Go right around our popsicle. There we go. Going around our strap. All right. Okay. Getting the arch of our shoe there. Or I guess it's more like our toe part of our shoe, right? There we go. Make it right in here. I just came up through the back. Sometimes that's easier. Grab our edges here. Okay, getting here, there we go. Okay. Oh, Susan, you're so sweet. Thank you, honey. All right, we're gonna do just a little bit of blue with our stripes. So now we've got all the colors of our little rainbow going on. And our stripes there. And then I'm gonna do our little popsicle part here, and then we'll do the dauber, and then we'll probably come back and do our second coat. Susan, doesn't this remind you of 70s night? I wasn't even meaning to do it. But I'm like painting it up and I'm like, this is total 70s going on here. We got some 70 vibes. All right, I'm going right around our little drippy. There we go. All right, let me get the edge here. Right there, whoops, we got a little bit of blue, no biggie. And we're gonna go right there. There we go. Okay, that is done. Put the brush in there for a minute. Let me grab another dauber. They're right in front of my face. It could have come out and bit me. And same thing again. We're gonna grab it, get a nice little coat on there, kind of swirl it around, kind of get our edges. Push down just a little bit. Nice smooth coat, okay? Same thing again. Let's go grab another one of these. Actually, we'll just use this side. So we're gonna grab our little heart here, and I'm gonna go about right there, with our first one. Okay, we'll go right about here with our second. And then let me grab just a little bit more paint. So we've got here, so we're gonna go right about here with our next one. And I'm gonna go maybe off to the side there. And I think we'll be Okay, yep. All right. Spin out as much paint as I can. Okay, throw that in there. We'll heat this up. Get rid of some of our little bubbles. Johnny, I will make sure to show him. Okay. Let's go back to our 1/4 angle brush. Just drying off a little bit of the water there. Okay. And then I'm just going to come back in, clean up our spot here. So remember, like I said, if you had a much darker color, I would definitely, or even a lighter color on the green, I would have done a white dauber first just to kind of prime that color so that the color would come out a little bit brighter. But with this one, I didn't feel like it needed it as bad because we were doing the green. Okay, I'm going to get right in here since we got a little bit over. Okay, same here. Okay, and then we'll clean our shoe up here, giving that a second coat as well. Smooth that out. Okay. Okay. Second coat always goes on so much faster, I feel like. And if you guys see, I went a little bit over right there on our flip-flop. It's not going to matter because we're going to put our detail lines on and you're never going to know that we had that little boo-boo there. We'll clean it up. I like to show you my boo-boos because even with how much I paint, I still get boo-boos. I still go off the line and everything else, and it's a-okay. Don't stress yourself out about being perfect with painting. Painting is fun, it's relaxing more than anything. And it's fun to look and see what you get to create. I used to love coloring when I was little, and painting is basically that, but you know, adult version. And painting with a template makes it so easy too. Okay, we got that one done. Let's go one more time over here. I get so many times that I can't paint like you, and it's like, well, I promise you, if you take time and you really work at it, you will. You can totally do it. I didn't get here overnight either, I promise. Lots of practice, lots of time. Okay, guys. Our blue is done. Look how cute that is. I'm excited. Let me throw this extra blue back in here. That was, once again, Tahiti blue. Even though it had that splotchy to begin with, you can never tell now that it was splotchy with that first coat. Okay, let's get these out of the way. All right, we are gonna go to black. I do have some black left over from painting earlier, so I'm just gonna use that. And let me grab, where did that brush go? No. Got too many brushes in my palette here. There, no, that's the 1/8. I want the 1/4. Where did it go? There it is. Okay, so we're gonna do black stripes on our sign here. Okay, just kind of smoothing out. Going around our edge. Same here. I forgot to get right there. I figured the other little spot I would get with the liner brush, but, or the detail brush, spotter brush is what one of the manufacturer likes to call it. Okay, so just cleaning up. There we go. Smoothing out. Going to our next little stripe, going straight across. There we go. Once again, we're going to load the brush here, go straight across. And then we'll smooth it out. Doesn't that black make it pop? Okay, I'm going to grab right here. Go right in here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to grab my edges and then we're going to start doing our detail lines. Now it's kind of giving me Lisa Frank vibes. My kind of generation. I loved me some Lisa Frank. She was the bomb. I think I like had her folders or stickers, lunchbox. I think I even had a book bag. My little trapper keeper. I'm sure it was Lisa Frank. I was so excited like this year when they brought back some of her stuff. My girls were like, "Why are you all excited?" I'm like, this was mine. Mine was little. It was the bomb. Okay. I'm just cleaning up the edges where I got a little bit of paint and I can see a little bit of white popping through. I think we're good. Looking good. Okay. So the black, I'm going to just get a little bit of water in here. I'm going to grab the back. of my brush, just kind of mix it in. So you want it watery, but not like super watery. You kind of want it like a thicky, like a mud, like a watery mud. Maybe a little bit thicker. It's hard to kind of explain. You'll get the gist of it though. Let me grab a liner brush. So this one is a 10/0 spotter brush. And this package I did pick up from Walmart. Sorry, can't get my words out there. All right, we will go ahead and just get started right here. Okay, I think we need a little zigzagaroo. We're gonna go right here, get our cute little flower going. And I got a little bit of blue on this flower edge, so I'm just gonna do a little bit thicker of a line, and we're gonna just hide it. So now nobody knows. And then I think it'd be cute to do a little ziggy zag here. Right here we'll go again. Okay. So a little bit of extra blue right there, so just doing a little bit thicker of a line there. Go into here. Let's grab our strap here. Okay. Same here. Okay. Ooh, I heard some thunder. Hopefully we will be okay. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go right here, go right around the edge here. I think we'll get a little ziggy zag here. Go right up. And then my brush is getting just a little bit clunky. So what I'm gonna do is just clean it out just real quick here. Make sure I'm not missing any comments. Okay. All right. We'll get our line going here on our other flip-flop. Going right about there. And this just got a little bit over, so we're gonna clean that up. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna fill in the little gap right here with the RL. There we go. And then I'll get our little flip-flop daisy going. Okay. And right there. And once again, right here. Got a little blue there, so I'm just gonna clean it up. Okay. Same thing here. Okay. All right, right, I'm going to go right around our polka dots next. Kind of getting them out of the way. We'll go ahead and get our popsicle stick. There we go. I think we'll do a little cute zigzag there. And thinking right here, a cute little zigzag. Right there. Get our little polka dot here. And coming around. Grab here. There we go. Grab right here. I think we'll do another little zigzag here. Right there. You're loving it? Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate it. Okay, what do you guys think? Looking good, huh? I love when we can do those outlines. It really brings that piece together. Okay. Let's go straight across here. There's a little piece here that we need to get for the stripe. There we go. Get our little drip thing. Okay. Get a little zigzaggy going on. All right, we'll do a little loop right there. Same right here. Okay. Oops. Got a little over on my edge, no biggie. And there we go. We're going to just go around the L just a little bit. Do a quick little outline just to kind of get that flow of it. My brush is dragging, so I'm just going to clean up the line just a little bit. There we go. We'll go right here. And I think we are good. Okay, lining is done. Thank you, Betty. All right, I think, nope. My white paint is good. So I was gonna say, I think it might be dried out. So we're gonna just use the white paint that I have. We're gonna just do a little bit of highlighting. So remember, I'm just barely letting my brush touch. I might need to put some water in this. It's a little bit thick. We'll let it roll for right now. See if I can get through it. Okay, so right here, we're just gonna add a little bit of highlight. I'm gonna just add a little on these shoes. Like so. zigzag there. Okay. And then on our L, we'll grab a little more. I'm gonna grab right here. Okay. And like I said, I'm gonna add just a little bit of water because I want to go a little bit more detailed into this popsicle. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. So with the popsicle, I'm gonna do something a little bit different. We're just gonna kind of make some swirlies. Okay. We'll finish it with a little zigzag there. And then I'm just gonna add just a little bit of highlight there. Our little drips. And we're gonna add just a little line right there. And I'm gonna call it done with the highlights. What do y'all think? You liking it? Okay, now for the glitter. Woo woo! The fun part, right? The cherry on top. We're gonna glitter our daisies. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of glitter into our stripes and just kind of throw out. And where is that? Oh, it's in here. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate it. And Susan, you guys are all so sweet. You guys are awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to add glitter onto the petals of our daisies. Remember, with your brushes, use the brushes that you've kind of beat up a little bit more, or the not so expensive ones, because this Mod Podge is going to eat up your nice brushes. Because you're playing with glue. And since I'm right here, I'll throw a little stripe of glitter right there. Okay. I'm going to throw just a little there and a little right there. Okay. The popsicle I can't quite do because it's still just a little bit wet. So I'm going to come down here and just where I did the highlights on our polka dots, I'm going to add some glitter there. Okay, let's get the glitter off and then we'll work on this popsicle. Trying to not get it all over my table tonight, which is sometimes impossible. Oh my gosh, this is turning out so cute. Look at that. Woo woo. Okay. So where we have the little white again, besides the straight parts in the center, I'm going to add Mod. Kind of to get that like iced effect. Okay, let's see here. Oh my gosh, I love it. Look how cute that is. Woo woo. Okay, you guys, you're calling it a night. I freaking love how this turned out. Okay, let me get this glitter in, and I will show you the ribbon that kind of inspired it. Sorry about that. So look at our cute ribbon. What do you think? Did we do a good job? You think we inspired? Isn't that fun? Cute. Okay, let me flip my camera up. So here that is. Woohoo! Don't you love that? I love it. And then, so it kind of matches. So you can kind of see our flip-flop there. How it matches. I guess if I go that way, you can see it better. Isn't that fun? Loving it. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you. Okay, well, Lisa should be on tomorrow with sublimation. Keep Mama in our prayers, Mama Sue in our prayers. Oh, Johnny wanted me to show you that sign. Hold on, Johnny. Let me see if I can find it real quick. This is the sign I made for Miss Johnny. Isn't that cute? Bowling sign. Oops, sorry, my light's kind of killing it. Isn't that cute? So that's what I made for Miss Johnny. You guys have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and painting with me. And I will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.